about exactly what we are here to share about, all about marketing. Cornelius Cannon, Nate Dodson. We were actually just debating our different styles and strategies of marketing. And Cornelius was just sharing his days back at Northwestern Mutual. And if you never have heard or worked for that company, they sell insurance everywhere, and they're pretty good at it.
Like top 2 in the nation, in the world.
Definitely. But they don't have a digital marketing strategy, the type that we're talking about here. So it's a completely different model than what we'll share today. But please continue on. How did it work, and what was your experience in the financial services world?
So I find it interesting about that company because of not I want to own back to the company because it's a great company, and I love working with them when I was working and so forth. But it was like when I first went to training and so forth, they will always say the whole thing about get your list, build lists up, your network, so forth, and also try to get referrals to get people to basically opt in what you selling and so forth. And basically the concept was get a meet with them or hop on the phone with them as well. And as I looked at things. One, I feel like I wasn't the best closer as far as my articulation and so forth. About how do I sell more people or get more done in this fine period of time? I remember because even I tried to, as I got older, I tried to reverse engineer time things. Because so many options out there. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. So the question is, what is worth doing, right? So I'm always trying to feel like, what's the outcome first to see if I'm doing it. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like that now. I'm beginning, try a lot of stuff, see what works, so forth. But now I just I'm trying to catch up. Let me see the outcome and see if I want to go through this path first. That's where I'm at right now in my life. And I think that I asked, huh?
I was just going to say, and that's really led you to more of the online marketing, the challenges that we're going to talk about, casting that wide net. And I definitely want to dig into that and go through all of your reasoning. I just want to share the other side because we started talking about Northwestern Mutual, and that's actually the world that I really grew up in as a stockbroker working for a regional boiler room. And we had our front end appointment setters that were just cold calling everybody with some of the same concepts. This was 25 years ago. This was a long time ago. It wasn't about here's this, funnel to bring people down to the things that we can do nowadays. At that point, it was just, hey, we're going to send you this brochure on what we can do, a random mutual fund, because that's going to open up our conversation. And then we get on the phone to do the qualification, figure out who they are. And it goes almost straight from marketing, that cold call appointment setting, to it's time to sell. And once you get them closed, then you develop them as a client and a sphere of influence to allow them to help you build your network and build your book and find clients. So it was like a mushroom that had expanded on itself, completely different from what we're talking about, you're talking about, your preferred direction. And I just kind of want to make the point that there's so many different ways to slice it. And what you're saying, hey, I learned the better way. To this day, that's my favorite way to go about it. But please expand on why you've gone this other direction, which makes complete sense.
Yeah, when we say I want to highlight on that point. When we say better way, I think that what's best for me and best for you is different, right? We have different skill set, and I think everybody have to agree to know thyself, right? Know your strength, also your weaknesses, and where do you shine at. Like we just said, we don't need a basketball court of everybody being Steph Curry and shooting balls, right? Somebody got to be a Dennis Rodman and rebound. Somebody got to be good at what they do. So I think that everybody have their position and what's best for them. So how you want to handle this? You want to do some slides, or you want to just talk, or you want to do it?
Let's kind of talk through, but yeah, if you can just upload your slides or whatever, I'd love to get kind of more high level about what you're doing and the strategy. And then frankly, I want you to just kind of, show people how it works, what your funnels and your processes or kind of how you can help people. Really, at the end of the day, we're talking about raising capital. How does that really work in your world with your community, which I know you're very community focused? You have your pitch show. Honestly, you just take a different approach than literally anybody else out there. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up and let you just share a little bit more about yourself and what you're doing. You got it.
Yeah, so let's start here, right? Because we all use the term capital raising capital, and I want to start like what exactly is capital raising, right? And that's, I think it's kind of a good place to start about understanding that concept. And one thing I did was actually Google, right? Google says capital raising is defined as a process through which a company raises funds from external sources to achieve a strategic goal, right? And a lot of jargon, but the question is, what does that really mean, right? We say a fancy word, but what does it really mean? In my mind, when I gather, that means two parts, right? You have gathering of capital, gathering sources, basically creating a list, right? Then actually getting that list to actually get that sources to actually give you capital, right? So you got two, basically, and you have to imply that you have something to be raised capital for, something in the middle. But it's basically two things, right? Creating a list and create a list, looking for capital, and actually are looking for deals. The question of it is, what comes first? Do you want to
let me ask you this, because it may be a little bit different, but just so I clarify, the last one is making the list. That's the marketing side for the investors, getting those sources to give you capital. Cart and horse. Are you building your network and building your community, then finding the investment, or you generally are talking about the investments in general and then getting the sources to give you capital? That's more the sales process. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very well said. Very well said. Right. So, like, we come for the cart or the horse, right? Which one are you doing, right? And I really say it depends, right? It depends on a lot of different things. But so let me tell you about my journey and what I say as well, right? My journey kind of started here at a 3-day workshop. Like a lot of investors, a 3-day workshop, trying to figure out about how to raise capital, how to get involved in financial freedom. Wait. It actually began here, right? Of me looking in the mirror and saying myself like, wow, I thought I'd be further along in life than what I was, right? And at the time I feel like I should be doing more. I should be doing more and doing better things with myself and also life, right? So I really didn't know what to do. I was searching for answers in all places, from books to seminars and workshops. And so I had to go to my 2 favorite G's, right? I went to God, right, for help, and also God sent me to Google. And so I was trying to figure out how to find this financial freedom, about how to find a way out to get this lifestyle that I think that I wanted, right? That I was here about. And that kind of brought me to my 3-day workshop. And the workshop was basically how to find financial freedom through multifamily investing. And of course, it seemed very simple. It was like basically find a good deal, right? Make sure the numbers work, underwrite, make sure the numbers work, then go out, meet people, and raise capital. Right? Seemed very simple. 1, 2, 3. So for weeks and months, I went looking for deals, talking to brokers, talking to sellers, trying to find the right deal. Then I spent hours with software, spreadsheets, trying to make sure the numbers worked. And you know what happened? Bam, I got a deal on contract that actually works. But then that old crap moment happened. Oh, I got a deal on contract. I'm going to get $5 million in 30 days in order to buy this property. So I went back to what the program, asking my friends, families, trying to figure out how can y'all help me raise the capital for this deal. I went out and started doing webinars, talking to brokers, talking to my investors, my sponsors, trying to raise capital, and trying to beg people money. The investor meetings, trying to get people to invest in my deal, right? And I was sitting there really just praying for something to happen. Something please happen to help me with this thing. And something did happen. What? The contract I had to cancel it. Right? They canceled it because why? I wasn't able to raise enough capital. And then the broker started asking me a phone call. He started sending me deals. And to be honest with you, I really feel like a failure. Feel like, what did I do wrong? The system that I was told out there, and I was doing that work, trying to make it work, but I feel like a failure. Then one day I was sitting by myself, scrolling through social media, right? Trying to numb the pain, trying to find something to numb the pain, trying to find something in life. And something different, right? Get my mind off of it. And I came across this post and it said, hey, I just came to the country a couple years ago. Now we're closing on 3,000 unit portfolio. And I'm like this, man, who is this guy? Right? So I clicked on the post trying to see more stuff what he's doing, and it seemed as if like he was doing a new deal like every other month, like doing these big deals. I'm like, what is this guy doing? He got the same program I'm doing, what he's doing, trying to figure out what's going on. So I held on phone with them. So it's like about held on phone with them because they had like a link that contact me about investing in real estate, so forth, past investing. So I held on phone with them. First thing I held on phone, he said, so what do you do? I said, man, listen, I'm Cornelius. Listen, I got this program that I got these brokers that I get deals all the time. I got a software that can underwrite very fast, and I got part of these programs like raise capital with my group so forth, right? And I'm trying to figure out what's the secret? Like I doing everything, right? Then one thing he said, hold on, Cornelius, you need to check your ass. I'm like, what? Check my ass? Like what? He's like, no. Say what you need to do is not ACS but AC, like AS but ACS. He asked me something that I never forget. He said, why are you out here shopping for deals? You're not sure how you're gonna pay for it, right? He said the ACS is basically you attract investors, get investors coming to you, right? Opposed to going to them, get them coming to you because they already want to invest. So you gotta figure out how to get them to come to you. Then once you get them coming to you, create a list of what they will invest in, what they have invested in, what they like and they don't like. Then once you have that, then you go shopping in the market to go out and find what they're looking for. And this will save you a lot of time because of why you know what they'll buy. You say you got it? Yep. You hung phone up, click. I'm like this. Oh man, what next? Right. Then I deal like, how do I attract investors? And I came across about doing my research, so trying to figure out how to do this whole concept about attracting investors. And came across this guy here called Russell Brunson. And he have the secret formula about how to attract clients, about how to sell stuff. Now, his program is very simple. It's who they are, where they congregating, what bait you can use to get attention, and what result you get it, right? Now, over years, I've been using this process over and over again, but it seemed like I wasn't trying to sell anything. I was trying to figure out how to make it work for me as a raising capital. So over time and so forth, I kept working system out to kind of create my own system, kind of work for me, right? So I kind of create my own thing from his secret formula. I call mine the check your ass formula, right? But now I actually changed to ACS, but also the hidden formula. Now, this structure actually allowed me to actually raise capital faster and allowed me to be a part of a 180 unit deal, then I'm part of 272 unit deal and 140 unit deal. I got more deals coming because of I created a system. Now, most people trying to say, how does it work? Now, most people you probably see raise capital similar like to it started with some kind of engagement, either online or in person. And usually they lead to some type of lead magnet or some kind of landing page. Hey, go to my landing page. This is how you can find me, so forth. Learn my landing page, kind of get a thank you page from your download. And that download kind of leads you to a qualifying call. And this call trying to get you trying to figure out what you invest in, if you can invest in, so forth. Invest in my deal, and the whole job is trying to get you to invest. Now, if they don't invest, you probably do a thunderstorm of basically follow-up systems to kind of get you back to that phone call or to an invest in a deal. Right, so you see, probably a lot of this on social media, a lot of things going on. Are people in general? This the system people are using out there, right? Majority.
What kind of follow-up process? You had a first call, you did an introduction. Like, did you set up that drip system of a weekly email or in a certain area, or how did you continue to drip and follow up with?
So with social media and now with online marketing, you can follow up through all aspects of it: retargeting ads, emails, text messaging, phone calls, voiceless text, and ringless voicemails. I can show you how to do that later on about in the presentation as well. But usually we kind of use those things kind of get more things because of this system you hear. But however, this system really only works about 4% of the time. Why? Because most people are gonna do it. They really don't know what you're doing, and they probably don't know who you are, right? So they're probably gonna try to search about what you're raising capital for, and basically about who you are in the beginning. They also gonna look for reviews, look for stuff out there, and sometimes, and they also may ask people around, trying to figure out what people are saying about you, trying to get some kind of concept about who you are and what you're doing, right? Before they actually invest their time, energy, and money into what you ask them for as far as raising capital. So we try to do it. We try to try to create more post social media, so forth, or go on people's podcasts like we're doing right now, right? So the question is, so what does that mean? 96%. What does that mean? That means is basically if you get the goal is to get people to don't like and trust you before they invest. So let's say you got 100 people coming in, about 4% will actually come out of it, right? So what you want to raise more capital? You got two choices. You can either increase your lead flow by saying get 20 people coming in, right? And then the numbers work, they'll give you about eight people invest in your deal. So what? So then you can increase your conversions, right? You can have two. You can have increase. You can increase your amount of conversion by get more people like know, like, and trust you, and you can convert more. Or you combine both of them, convert increase the amount of leads. Also, you can increase the amount of how people know, like, and trust you, right? So this is what you can do. And let me show you how this formula kind of worked out to kind of break down to marketing. Then once we understand what we're doing, then I tell you how we can do it as well. So first on what we're doing, we first identify who we actually targeting in our process. When I say who, it's more so about two questions, right? The demographics, but also psychographics. When raising capital, we kind of figure out like a credit, a non-credit, age, sex, male, so forth, what bracket. But also when we talk about gain of pleasure and avoiding the pain, what they trying to what pain trying to avoid, right? You hear more about tax and so forth, or gain of pleasure, trying to make money for retirement. What they're looking for as far as psychographics, what they're trying to achieve. Alger Moses say choose three of them, right? Age, gender, profession, problem, or interest. Choose three of these in these categories. And when you do that, I say that you can create your own PIP, right? Your passive investor pack. Patricia or Pat, whatever you care for. This is what we kind of create in our process by identifying your who. And this is where we kind of go with demographics and psychographics. Now, the next question you want to ask yourself is where they're going to figure out to find this pain or pleasure, right?
Before you hop on to the next subject, I just want to emphasize that I've been doing an entire month really focused on marketing. It is more difficult right now to raise capital and finding investors. So everybody needs to cast that larger net. They need to be filling up the top of the bucket more. They need to be focused on how to maximize their conversion. But if you've been here and if you have been listening to anything this month, you're seeing a lot of the same things, because it is true that there's a script, there's a process, and it always starts with your avatar, your ideal investor, your ideal customer. Call it what you will. It's all the same thing. And now let's talk about the where.
Yeah, good deal, man. So now, which is true, right? It's all start out with who you trying to serve, right? Then the next question is like, where they trying to go? Are they going to Facebook? Should I do a Facebook market? Should I do a Facebook live? Should I do a podcast? Should I do a meetup group? Should I do a Facebook? Like, the question is where your ideal avatar is going. Because if we know where we're going, we can meet them there where they're going, right? Then say your investing journey. Now, this is I kind of learned this concept from Steve Larson, also Eugene Schwartz from Breakthrough Advertising. He says there's 5 levels of awareness, right?
That's literally one of the most famous, well-known, and difficult to find books on advertising and marketing, written in the 60s, not currently published. If you can find it, it actually costs like $100. Like it's ridiculous because it's so difficult to find this out-of-print book. I just wanted to say that because it's awesome that you're showing it and you've read it. It's like the Bible of marketing, but from the 60s.
Jesus. Like that. So inside this book, you talk about these 5 stages of awareness, right? The unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware, right? I like to think of like a golf ball, right? The people who's unaware, problem aware, solution aware, and problem aware, most aware, right? So let's say, and the goal is to actually hit them into the goal, hit them into the goal or the hole. So let's say the first person, right, never invested before in their life. Now think about the amount of communication and the amount of talking y'all talk to get them to invest in your deal, right? Second level, right? Person's unaware, right? I heard about investing, I heard about it, so forth, but I haven't did it myself. But so now less more talking, right? Then the next step is, hey, I tried investing before, it didn't work, so forth, but it made it work, so forth, right? Then the other one, people who actually seeking to invest. These people who actually maybe going to workshops, going to these seminars, going to learn more about investing, right? Then the other person who actually who they already invested for in several deals, they just need to find the right deal, just a small tip. So when you think about your ideal who, you also got to think about where they at in their journey. Am I talking about somebody who's brand new to investing for, or somebody who already know about what I'm most invested in? And knowing those levels allow you to raise capital easier and faster because of how to speak to the person and what language to use as well. So that's how where it goes, right? Where they're going, and also what pain you can do, right? So let's talk about what state they're in and what can I do to get their
Let me
attention.
go ahead and I love interrupting you, but talking about that, where and what their goals are in terms of along their journey. And good old fashioned attorney has to come out and say the types of offerings, the structure, what you're putting out there is really important for this where. If you're targeting the longer term investor, they're generally younger. That also means they generally don't have as large of a net worth or as high of an income, or not be able to contribute quite as much as that multi-millionaire older family, the old money. When it comes to structuring, you tend to use like regulation crowdfunding so you can cast the widest net. If we were talking about high net worth, the older, more established, more wealthy, thinking about cash flow rather than being able to hold on to funds long term, that's more of a regulation D approach where you're only allowed to accept accredited high net worth investors. But then again, there's those strategies that you can really run both simultaneously and really being able to cast the widest net and target everybody all the same time. I just wanted to make that point about the where.
Very well said. I like that. I like that. I mean, I like that. So now we into what, right? What state they're in and what I can do to get their attention. Now, what state they're in. Now, when we there's three kind of, I learned as well from Steve Larson about how every product have three different kind of basically produce three kind of customers, right? Or activity, right? You got the people who's die hard, people who's satisfied, frustrated, right? Think about Apple, right? You got some people who die hard Apple, some people who care for Apple, some people who hate Apple. But I like saying like, yes, some lovers, some people who's comfortable, and some haters. So now let's go back, right? You remember how earlier we said, hey, we had to pick three people, right? And out of three, right? So let's pick doctors. Let's pick the pain point is taxes and put the interest in real estate investing, right? So let's say, so let's use a scenario. There's some people out there who love paying taxes. They think that it's the most American thing to do. They make money and they pay taxes, and you should pay taxes, right? Some people like this. Okay, pay taxes is part of the game.
No,
Get it.
I don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah, somebody comfortable like this. Somebody like comfortable like, hey, taxes is cool, whatever, it's part of the game. I understand. I pay it and move on. Some people are comfortable with it, right? They don't want to fight it. Some people actually hate paying taxes, can't stand paying taxes. They hate it so forth. They can't stand it, right? So let's go back to our scenario. Let's say we got doctors, taxes, real estate people. Some people love it, comfortable, and haters. So let's say we created a lead magnet that says how to pay no taxes while building real estate. Right? That's our lead magnet. Guess what? People who lovers may hate us for that book. Won't stay in our book, they hate us for that book, right? Some people who okay, maybe like, it's okay, it's a nice book, right? But the people who hate the book will love that book, right? They will love to say what you got, what more you got. So my question is if we're offering that service, who should we talk to? The people the haters who hate the taxes or so forth. By knowing that, it allows us to raise capital faster and simply why we know who our ideal, what they're going through. So that's what I'm saying. Like we can use what state they're in, think like that, right? And also how we get attention is lead magnet as well, right? Second step is how to get their attention. Now I want to kind of tell the story as well, right? When I first started real estate investing, I was one of the guys who go out at 3 o'clock in the morning and put out the "We Buy Houses" sign, right? It was my game. I was doing that, putting out signs 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to find flip houses to investors. But then I realized that every first Tuesday every month, we have this thing of auction down at the county courthouse where all investors with cash money go down here to buy houses. So I had the bright idea of what if I just go down there, make a nice little t-shirt with my business cards and so forth, and go down there where the investors at and see what happens. That way that I can get all the investors to come to me. So what happened is I went down there, and what happened is it turned that back on me, right? Because I was the guy we buy houses, and it was confused, like, dude, why are you doing that? And we're doing the same exact thing. How can you help me? Right. So I thought about one day, well, why change my message? Instead of saying we buy houses, I said house to investors. Right. And when I did that, it changed the trajectory where they started coming towards me. So what I did was I went to that same exact place where the investors kind of came was at, and I used my I said house to investors t-shirt and logo, and me and my friends sit in the back and have people come to us and go from county, and this is how we kind of build our list of investors come to us. When the county with the same exact verbiage, but now we got investors coming to us and allow us to grow our company faster just by changing our messaging, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, second thing is what. So as you start thinking about this, what can I do to get their attention? Can I get a lead magnet, or can it be just simple of the messaging that you say before, right? The fourth thing is, how do I BT plus OS, right? Now this is how do I build trust and also eliminate skepticism? Because remember saying people kind of wondering who you are and what you do. I learned this thing from RJ Rivera and Mike Smith. He got a thing called Funnel Hub, and they talk about this tipping point, right? The tipping point of how to get people across the tipping point of trust. And when you cross the tipping point, you get able to raise capital faster, and also people trust you more and bring their friends and family to you to your deals as well. Question is, how do I do that? Remember we said earlier about how do we get at 96%? How we increase that at 4% because of getting people to know, like, and trust you more. So first question I want to ask you: if you Google your name, what comes up, right? So the first question is, how do I control what people see when they Google my name, right? What workshop? How can I control the first page of that? And it goes to concept about creating something called a capital hub, right? This is how we kind of get the capital hub, kind of get everything going to your system. For example, we have a capital hub, like Investor 3 Keys, Cash for a Cow, and Convert H2H is kind of like capital hub. So when they do their workshop and so forth, they tell people to go to the particular capital hub that people can find it. For example, this is 3 Keys, right? If you go to their capital hub, you can say raising capital. Investor3keys.com. The first question they ask you, are you accredited? You click on accredited, take you to their portal, right? The accredited investment portal. You go to the other side, say, hey, I'm not accredited investor. It takes you to here, their crowdfunding portal. And you see right now they raised over $1 million doing this concept of going to crowdfund my deal page. Now, this allows you to do so in so many ways by doing that, right? And I want to give you a real life. So that was a concept as well. So the goal from there, oh my bad.
Oh yeah, presentation just dropped off.
Oh wait.
So just to rehash, what you were showing is an example of exactly what I was just talking about, that you can only target the high net worth. That's that accredited investor. Here's the plan. Here's the funnel there. You tend to have many more phone calls because we're talking about people investing 50,000 or 100,000 or just the larger amounts. Where on the other side, it's more of that wide net minimum investment. I think I saw on there it was $5,000, but it's just a lower minimum, wider net, different target base. But the important thing to take into account, both those strategies work. Mm-hmm. And with the non-accredited investors, they're still raising $1.5 million for a real estate project. Like, it's a viable strategy to cast that wide net, to bring in the multitude. There are more investors that get to be involved, that they're smaller investors, which also means that they're not the smaller investors that have invested so much that if there's ever a problem in the market, which we're definitely seeing plenty of headaches happening out there, they're also not blowing up your phone saying, what's happening now? What's happening now? What's happening now? It's just another little $5,000-$10,000 investment. So a completely different dynamic based on what you're putting out in the markets.
Yeah.
And now I'm just droning on as I'm waiting to see your presentation pop up. I hope that wasn't me that killed it. I think it was.
It was me. So now it's so let's talk. You said something very nice. So let's talk about a real life example, okay? Where you at? Make sure I share my screen properly. Hold on, make sure I share it.
Yeah, we don't need to see what you've been scrolling in the background there.
It's kids shopping right now. Right now my daughter's birthday coming up, so right now it's Hello Kitty stuff. Hello Kitty. So we like Hello Kitty items.
And I was expecting the QVC.
Okay.
Shopping for your lovely wife.
Does so let's see here. Here you go. So question, does anybody know Ken my screen?
Yep.
Gotcha.
It's up.
So question, does anybody know Ken Fisher? Right? Ken Fisher. If you Google his name, Ken Fisher, right, you will know that he is one of the he's a net worth $11.2 billion, right? Right. And so you see like he's the owner, $11.2 billion. And you see like he's the owner of a company called Fisher Investments, right? And it says that he is a financial, basically saying that he's basically a money manager, right? So basically the concept of it is what is a so I had to really understand investment advisor and so forth, right? So I asked ChatGPT what investment advisor, right? It says money helper, an investment advisor that help people decide what to do with their money, right? Kind of break it down to a fifth grade level, right? People help somebody to what they do with their money. So it's kind of what we're doing with raising capital, kind of help them do with their money, right? It's some things. So if you go down to Ken Fisher page, you go right here to something like called Facebook. This you probably heard it before, Facebook, and take you over here to Facebook. One of their big categories. You have their ad library. Here's his Facebook page. So let's see how he's raising capital or getting people to do it. If you go to the about page, you'll see the option to kind of take you down here to page transparency.
As you're going through this, I just want to emphasize what you actually just talked about, the Facebook ad manager.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite websites to figure out, marketing, what's out there, what's working. And you can search and you can find all the ads that are getting posted in America on these Facebook or Instagram ad platforms. So you know what? You're trying to figure out, how am I going to present something? What am I going to present? How am I going to position it? Well, look at the guys that are already doing it and then figure out how it applies to your own company, investment, and offering.
And the funny thing is, like, not only Facebook, you can do that for not say everyone, because I don't know all of them, but I know you can do it for LinkedIn, you can do it for TikTok, you can do it for YouTube, you can do it for most of the major ones, those major four. Look and see what other people are doing. And just once again, you can just model what they're doing. Don't copy, just model what they're doing, right? Like for example, we can go through a step process about how we're doing it here for Facebook, right? And simple is just going to their about page, right? And you can see their about page, and this option here says page transparency, right? And when you click that button, it kind of gives you the option to see page transparency. And right here, it asks you, are they running ads here in the middle? So then you go there, you go to the ad library to see what ads they're running. And you see like these, it shows that all the ads they're running. Now, if you look at the ads they're running, if you look closely, you see that it says, think about retirement. If you have over 500K or more in your portfolio, think about retirement, see how they very fine tune about who they're targeting. Think about retirement, once again, psychographics, right? Demographics, it got 500K or more, right? If you look at, and also look at so many pictures, they kind of, all the people in the pictures kind of look the same, right? The same age group, the same kind of gender, same age group, same gender, same kind of ethnic background, if you care for, if you will. But you see how the therapists, they know they're really not, they kind of hone into that who they're trying to target on their who, right? Think about retirement, so forth as well. So if you click on one of their pages to see what they do, right? They say hit or fees. Right now, you see here it says fees revealed, understanding your investment costs. So once again, who they're talking to, who will want something like this right here? Probably somebody who actually can't stand their fees about investments, right? Talking about their investments. So, and next thing is they ask for this is their free lead magnet, right? They ask for their phone number as well. That's for their email address. So you contact them as well. Then it kind of qualify the person. Do you make 500K or more? So then after that, they kind of get as a phone number, and they actually, I like it right here because even on the phone number, you get a chance to actually talk to somebody directly if you care to schedule a phone call. So then after you do all that, you can download their free book, right? So
just to rehash in the simplest of terms, you can do exactly what Fisher Investments is doing by searching for the ads that they're running, identifying the demographic that you're targeting, high net worth, little bit of everybody, or the crowdfunding largest network that is out there. You can see how it's being advertised. You're not doing anything different than what you should and can be doing with building your investor list through these lead magnets, then following up with phone calls, drip systems. All of that is the exact same, and it's built a billionaire. And there's no secrets about it. The only thing that you don't see is how they're developing and creating their their audience that their ads are showing up with. And that comes down to data, their own research, and looking at their own clients, because they know who they need to target because they're already their clients. So these are the things to think about, with one additional comment in terms of where you should be doing these types of strategies. Facebook, a little bit of everywhere, more leaning to an older generation. Great for the Reg D, high net worth investment marketing. Instagram, on the other hand, not that demographic. Still, you have investors, but they're more the millennial, the younger, having the lower investor limits. And then the last kind of bigger platform to advertise and market your investments on would be LinkedIn. And LinkedIn really targets and focuses on the professionals, the higher incomes. And the only other platforms that I would mention is Twitter X and TikTok. And go ahead and just stay off those because you're not raising any capital there.
And so it's two things about saying, like I always say, like, if you want a funnel like this, like Cabaret Toolkit, we have these funnel pre-built for you. I'll show you that later on. But one of the things that, like you said earlier, so the strategy was basically the funnel like that. Yes. So the strategy was simply this is early, right? What you do is you kind of create all these social media platforms. Not the thing is, a lot of people get overwhelmed trying to do all at one time. The thing is do what you can do consistently, right? Because if you're saying, like, he's been doing the same thing over and over again over a period of time. And a lot of people think that is you need some big silver bullet. You just need a lot of BBs, as I was going to say, like a lot of small BBs to actually grow a company. Like doing small things over and over again will get you success. And by just creating this simple funnel, that simple process to do it. And it all starts with, then you download, so forth. It all starts with you being that woman at Costco, right? Offering free samples. How many samples can you offer to get it? And a sample can be challenges. It can be ebooks. It can be certain things as well to help get a challenge to build that rapport and grow your capital raising concept. So what we had done, we have taken the big software of Go High Level, right? Go High Level is one of a billion-dollar company evaluated recently, and they really kind of focus on giving you all the tools on the back end to kind of market your business and so forth. So what we had is we had taken that and kind of modified it for capital raising and called it capital raising toolkit. And inside there, we kind of created, kind of took some of the best practices that we know, as far as emails, as far as funnels, and far as marketing, and kind of put it in one area to kind of help you. Basically, when saying raise capital, help you build your list, create an audience, and help you. When we say help them invest in list, basically the follow-up system, how to help you follow up with through text messaging, email, voiceless ring mails, retargeting ads, and social media posts. And we have all that in one inclusive platform.
You know what? Let me just quickly ask you. I was going to put the website in chat. Is it capitalraisingtoolkit.com? Just so that I don't put up the wrong.
That's correct. Capitalraisingtoolkit.com.
So if you're trying to figure out what are we talking about and what is cool, what has Cornelius developed, check it out, capitalraisingtoolkit.com. But still, please continue.
Right, you can see how you can get a free trial of software. Kind of give some of the other tools that you probably see right here is the auto chat box that allows you to chat back and forth, and basically saying, like, every tool that Go High Level has, we have inside the software, but we kind of modified it for raising capital. For example, here here in under funnels, right? Sites and funnels, right? You see how it says, let's say Ken, let's say Fisher, because so that the one we just created, Fisher, the Fisher funnel we just created, I created for you already inside of the kit, where you can have it yourself. You can have it. You can have this funnel same way we just did his. I create a funnel for you already, and all you can do is just plug and play and make it your own, right? And so that way, the same exact funnel that he just have, you can have the same exact thing here, and we kind of create it for you. So we kind of create some of the best practices that we know and put it in here to help you raise capital faster. Even like I said earlier, like social media posts. You go over here to marketing. I'm not sure this linked up, but yeah, social media posts, right? So you can post, create a post, create a new post, and you can post on all your social media platforms at one time if you care for it, right? Click all of them as well, right? If you don't know what to say, no problem at all. They have the AI bot built inside, help you generate it with AI. Let's say
if I could ask, only because we have used softwares, we
yeah.
post it directly. Is this automatically simultaneously posting all at once, or do you or can you schedule it out?
Both. So once you post, you have the ability to schedule posts out. So right here it says post. You can schedule a post now. You can post it on time schedule, or it says set for approval. That's why you can have a VA do it and you approve it before it goes out as well. So you have the option to do both.
Which I'm a huge fan of leveraging VAs. You can get full-time offshore in some countries, paying $25 a day, if that. A very cost-effective way to quadruple the amount of marketing you're doing, maintaining your same level of activity into it, and just increase that top of funnel, how many leads and engagement there are. But let me just kind of say this as loud as possible, that maximizing the conversions at the bottom, that's always going to be you. It is very difficult to offshore improvements, but once you have the system down, they're great at running it and expanding it.
And I think that you said something very well. So like even in here, like we have the calendars that they can book with your funnel as well. So that way you can get with you. And I think that by doing so, by leveraging the bottom of funnel conversion, people want to invest in you. People invest in your vision, in your company as you grow things. So it's like people have to trust that you can take care of their money more and better. They can take care of their money. Basically, that you're gonna do what you're gonna say, right? So I think that in this world of day and age where people, so many AIs like this, who's real and who's authentic, right? Who can I connect with? And it's that's something that it's hard to replicate right now. It's challenging as today. AI's changed so much, so today it's kind of challenging to replicate. But I think that people need embrace that, right? People enjoy working with people who they think is real. People who's not perfect, like somebody that they can relate to. So when time go wrong, they expecting you to do ways. I think that's when we're dealing with this retail investor side, it's more so about personal. People have their why they're investing in certain things, and especially when you're dealing with lower dollar amounts and so forth, because people have different reasons why they invest. And if you understand that and you can relay that more in the messaging you talk, it allows you to raise more capital faster or easier. So so software, it does a lot of stuff for you. The automation is where it does the marketing, the front end and the back end of more things. And the Career Toolkit kind of give you some of the stuff. And as we go through over and over trying to look for more stuff, we kind of add stuff in here to kind of help out with that process.
And just to throw this out there so people understand, I mean, again, base level. This is all based on High Level, which is one of the premier CRMs that is out there. CRM meaning, I don't know, customer management system. Is that whatever it is?
Yeah.
But it's where to plug in all of your leads, all of your contacts. These funnels all bring everybody's contact information, their emails, their phone numbers into one place, so that when you're doing a newsletter, when you're doing any drip campaigning, or frankly, any specific offers, you do all of it through this CRM because it's already got the database of all the information. And what Cornelius is talking about is creating the funnels where you fill up with engagement, you come out with investors.
Yeah. So The one thing about Camera Toolkit, like example, like we taking the marketing software and put basically made it specifically for raising capital. So you have basically a surgeon to kind of go for, right? And we constantly doing the same thing, reiterating every day about how to do it faster, better each time. Yeah. So I think that's the way to go, my good man. So now I'm about to stop sharing again.
Before you do,
Okay.
well, not too late.
Okay.
You brought up AI.
Yes.
And we just had another really marketing focused discussion a week or two ago on AI, leveraging it, expanding your marketing and your reach through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw in your presentation, it also talked about AI. How do you personally and training wise and professionally use AI to find more investors?
So I think that I use the foundation of what you say, the whole foundation of how do I shucks, you're right, I gotta share again, huh? So
sorry, just joking.
No problem. No, I love it. I love it because of this is real time. That's why we do things live, right? The fun part about live is you do things real live. And so I believe in something called, let's see here. Oh, we got share screen game.
Yeah, and you don't need to not share. You just tell me, and I can pull it off the screen.
No, I share. So one of the things, no, it's not shares. Matter of fact, let's do this. So let's a way that we not kill it at a dead time.
So and again, we don't need to see your My Little Pony shopping.
Man, I think
you can keep that to yourself.
You speak for yourself, sir. It's a lot of people out here want to see it, so I think I just show it. So I just showed it right here. So one thing I want to say is something called the capital raising path to $1 million. Do you see it now or no?
Yep. And this is one of your challenges, and really appreciate it if you could dive in a couple of minutes and explain how these challenges really work, because it's a different strategy than the advertising. It's a different strategy, building community, building your list entirely. So definitely want to hear a little bit more of how you are leveraging it also.
So I'm leveraging strategy and challenges as, once again, that lead magnet of how I get my attention, because I went through the process of trying to know my my avatar about the things that what they're trying to gain the pleasure and avoid the pain. And one of the things a lot of people are challenging of with raising capital using AI and so forth. How do I actually get the tech part working? So I use raising capital using AI because of it kind of talks to that particular audience. And so like basically earlier I told you about step one is basically we talk about how to get your capital hub up and running, right? So now we define our foundation, where we're starting at. The second part is step two is get capital discovery. This is once again going in about how do we use AI, far as not just AI. It's AI got a word, like how do we use Facebook, how we use social media, how we use the computers to actually find our ideal avatar, right? Our ideal client. We can use ChatGPT and some more things to kind of walk through our process and help us build out that capital plan about how to raise capital. But we use different kind of tools to kind of create the foundation of what you want and who may be the best person for. By looking at data, who may be the best places and place for our ideal our client, right? Understanding, asking ChatGPT about questions about what are some of their misbelief about our product. What are some that something they're struggling with? Some kind of brainstorm to help us. We use AI to actually use AI, right? Intelligence, actual intelligence, right? Use artificial intelligence to help out with actual intelligence to kind of see what we actually want to do. Then the whole step 3 is attraction. What do we use to get their attention, right? Is it a challenge? Is it a lead magnet? Is it a webinar? What can we do consistently to kind of get their attention, right? Is it paid or not paid? How do we get their attention to get them to basically get to our second level of good results? Capital collection. This is us figuring out we kind of do these step 4 and step 5 in reverse order. Step 4 is collection. This is basically saying, once we hop on the phone with them, what are we going to say? How are we going to talk to? What's the script? How are we going to flow it? How are we going to frame the conversation so we're not on the phone for an hour, still not sure what to talk about after an hour meeting, instead have no idea why we're talking. So we kind of talk about that specifically about how to structure our phone calls and how to use AI to help us script that accordingly. Then how we do the follow up process to actually get them to the phone call. For example, so once we set the appointment, we want to have automation and AI like automations, however, through email, text messages, phone calls, to remind them about our appointment and how to have it scheduled automatically in our calendar so that way we're prepared to deliver during the presentation.
What's your best practice in terms of actually the reminders? You don't want to annoy somebody, but at the same time, you don't want them to forget about the appointment either. What have you seen work best for you?
So first and foremost, I think that before the appointment even set, that both parties are clear why the appointment is being set. Because of, for example, if you have a doctor, if you have cancer, you got a doctor appointment, dude, how many times you can't remind me enough? I don't miss that appointment, right? Or that's kind of a hard analogy, but I mean, so like,
I just got real sad. So
yeah, I know it's kind of hard.
Thank you all for joining. And
I mean, let's say you had a winning lottery of $1 million, right?
That's way better.
With appointment, you miss it, right? So how many reminders do you want to have so you don't miss an appointment? You can't miss enough. So I think that having this. So first of all, y'all both parties have to want that. Have a desire of that. It's not just another meeting about talking about get my money. It has to be something of value for both people. When I say value, I really mean it has to be useful. Useful value is not how useful something is, determine the value. How useful that meeting is. And I like to have that in the beginning before we set the meeting. Where this meeting is going to help you stop the bleeding of retirement, or help you prepare for your help you retire faster, or help you like have a benefit to the to my ideal client. Why they should that call. So now they're looking forward to that meeting, and now they look forward to reminders because why they're excited. So it's not a bother to them. It's more so of a thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me because of I don't want to miss this phone call. So I think that's the first step of it is. Then from there, I do one instantly. That's that same day. Let them know, hey, you schedule it confirms for fourth in a day, and I do one 24 hours before, and I also do it 1 hour before. I do an email and a text, an email and text. I don't think that because I think my phone calls are people want because and also when I have a phone call, I want people to be excited to be there because it's that way it's good for me and also for you. It makes it more fun. Because everybody been on Zoom call like this dude when this thing ending, and you see people kind of zone off by looking to the other side, how are they phone. Everybody hate be that other person because you see that somebody on the phone talking to you, like that disengagement is major. So I try to bring excitement before you even schedule a phone call. Then make sure they're excited about the phone call. I try to come out with high energy. Then the first couple things I frame it, and that way they understand why this phone call is purposeful and what they should leave from this phone call when we done. So I try to frame it that way, so that way everybody know what to expect, and we feel accomplished. We feel like we're progressing towards whatever they're trying to avoid or that pleasure they're trying to gain, and that happens throughout all the steps. Did that answer your question?
Perfectly. Thanks for the extra little dive in.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome. So that's step 4, capital collection. We talk about that as well. How to collect the capital. And then the capital and also the follow-up process. Now, capital connection, this is where we actually, so now we have our system built out. Capital connection is this is when we're going out and kind of hop into the different markets of creating of how to create the social media posts, how we advertise on social media, how we advertise it on other sites besides social media, if the option is to create our own platform to bring people towards us, right? How to create YouTube videos or events. My capital collection is I do events. I do event where people come pitch a deal to my event. I use that to bring people in connection. So and now everybody have to do event.
Could you expand a little bit more on? I love the concept of the shows. It's not just raising capital for yourself, but you're still building a community and a list and people to follow up with. So even though you're helping others, you're highlighting others, the synergy and benefits really go all ways.
And I think because of there's this old, I'm sure how old it is, but there's this whole myth or this whole error going around saying you have to have 7 contacts for a person to buy from you or sell from you, right? 7 contacts. Now, that 7 contacts can be an email, it can be a phone, it can be a phone call, it can be, oh, I heard about you on social media, I heard about you right here. So like, it can be all these touches can be coming different places in different times. Oh, my friend talked about you. She shared a content you had on social media. So as you put out more stuff, what you're doing is you are knocking down these 7 steps, all these 7 touches as well. And you basically you put them in an incubator until they're actually ready. They call it, I guess, the popcorn method, where you put them in the kernel, you put them in the microwave until they're ready, and until they pop. Because they might not invest your first deal, but they hear about you and they keep hearing about you. So when they are ready, they'll hop in with you. And I think that the issue is people, we're not consistent with the same thing. And like, you gotta find something that you enjoy being consistent with and keep doing it. Right. I enjoy doing live events because of I think it was easy for me to go to, like, it's easy for me to say live and just put me on a show and go for it. Cause now it's like, it's kind of hard to get away from this. So that's my thing, but some people not the same way.
You want me to show you how to watch
So
with your show? I mean, are anybody that shows up, then they're part of your community, they're part of your communications string. Do you do your own newsletter, or do you have any specialized type of retargeting, follow-up, drip process?
So I'm glad you said, because we're actually working on a new one as we speak, right? It's called capital raising tips, if you will, right? We do a weekly newsletter, send out capital raising tips about how to raise capital. Once again, it's free value, and what it does is it brings you more. It gives me more touches and me to bring more value in your life and be more useful in your life. That way you build trust with me. Then when you're ready to buy one of my products, you can, because I give value up front. So the paid stuff should be better, right? The show is like, hey, the show is the show is free. If you want more, join our paid community and learn more about how we do things behind the scene, right? So once again, it's one of those things, is our incubator that we add value first. If you want more, sure, here's a sample, come buy more, right? It's at Costco. It's a sample.
Love it. Buy more. Well, we've got a whole 60 seconds left.
Yes.
So definitely want to hear, before I hide and just take myself off stage and just completely leave you there, any final thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone?
I think raising capital, understand is best. And my thing is, it happened before you get a deal. It's easier before you get a deal. And as you got a platform now, and I think the best thing is to start documenting your journey. Start where you at now. People, there's somebody out there who's less experienced than you, and something you can't replace experience, right? They want to learn from you. So I think that by you sharing your stuff, sharing your messages of who you are and what your experience is, you can help other people out. And that's how you build trust, by just sharing of who you are and what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Cornelius. Really appreciate you being here today. And I'll be honest, I asked you way more pointed questions than I usually do, only because I know you're here to share, to help people grow, and to really just bring that positivity and really helping others. You're a good Samaritan, Mr. Cannon.
I've been knighted. Thank you, sir.
There you go. Well, thank you everybody for joining. Definitely looking forward to seeing you next week when we dive in that much deeper on let's get more deals done. Thank you.